Now, as the new Freestyle Drake released is reaching more people's ears both in the hip hop world and beyond, one thing that has become clear is that with the more attention this song has garnered, and the more people who are hearing Drake's most introspective lyrical performance since going back and forth with Kendrick Lamar during the height of their beef in 2024. Beyond the optics and really just flat out deception of Drake rapping over a beat that would make people who are not fully paying attention to what he is saying think that he is starting to make some sort of a comeback in the rap world, in actuality, as now people have had time to process this record, and from the best rappers in the world to some of the biggest names in the NBA, seeing just how many people Drake was trying to intimidate here, all together with how he tried to convince his rivals that he wasn't the one who lost in this thing, and that also at the end of this all, when the truth comes out, he will be the one who is on top. Overall, while Drake coming back into lyrical consciousness has given us a song that we are at least talking about more than anything else he has released in months, at the same time, delivering a performance like this has allowed Drake's inner thoughts to come out more than we have seen in about a year at this point, and really with the results of this, Drake has just never exposed himself more when it comes to proving on his own account that beyond being one of the most pathetic figures in music today at this point, that he is really one of the biggest jokes of a figure that hip-hop has ever seen. But now before we go into just how bad the effects of this track are going to end up affecting Drake in the long run, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And so now with Drake and this track, when it comes to what this new freestyle that's not actually a freestyle because you can clearly see him reading off a piece of paper in the video the song was released with, despite what Drake defenders are trying to say to make any part about this record look like it was a win for him and that he didn't even intend for it to be released. This song releasing directly from producer Conductor Williams definitely was intentional on Drake's end, as putting the song out this way allowed for him to get this new message out without having to go through his own label, who he is of course in a whole other mess with. And on top of that, as this song came straight from one of the most desired to work with producers in all of rap music right now, who has also produced multiple major songs for Drake, including the one that was at the center of his last album rollout with none other than 8 AM in Charlotte. It's pretty obvious to see that the producer who has given out beats to now 3 rappers that have dissed Kendrick Lamar with Drake, Joey, and J. Cole put this song out with Drake's approval. And seemingly with the release of this freestyle, which Drake assumed that because it was coming from a skilled beatmaker who has a lot of respect in the genre, it would give him a much needed win with just that alone. And really what the lesson that Drake needs to learn from this record, if anything else, is that he needs to stop underestimating the intelligence of the audience. Because really when you unpack this thing, it becomes clear that Drake thought he was going to cakewalk his way back into the center of the culture and drop off a mediocre freestyle over a beat that usually underground MCs like to rap over, and that would be enough. But just like other rappers who exploited how low the bar was for quality in the Drake era are now learning, more listeners than ever are fully awake and aware of the content they are digesting, and no longer can these half-baked